Okay, so today is September the 8th, 2025. This is going to be the trade review on today's trade so far today. Um, took two trades total, actually three trades total, three setups total. And they were mostly based off of NQ and ES. Let's start with ES. So my plan initially from yesterday's trade review on weekly outlook review was I was looking for price to push up somewhere inside of this 1 hour fair value gap, and high probability area was the inversion here. That inversion is coming from the 1 hour. You can see it here, this 1 hour fair value gap that got inverted and traded through inside of this 1 hour fair value gap to the downside. So I was looking for strong, a strong rejection in this area at most near the high of this. And I was looking for divergence between NQ and ES to happen around the same price point. So that's kind of what I was looking at. So I noticed though for about for about 13 hours, 18 hours, we kind of just sat around in that range inside of this inverted fair value gap. So once I noticed that, I really wasn't expecting a lot out of this trade. And we'll need to see all three of the let's go 5 minute on all three. And then I kind of want to show you what I was looking at the time when we were looking to set up for a trade. Like I said, at the time I was looking for a sell-off near. Let me go 5 minute. So let's look at NQ. I just want to show you the same thing on NQ. So again, NQ, we had our inverted fair value gap a little higher. It's from the 1 hour right here. Um, right here inside of this area at the top of the inverted fair value gap, at the top of the 1 hour fair value gap to the downside, we had the inverted fair value gap near the high. So again, it came pretty much to the level that I thought it would, and I was looking for it to sell off right there on NQ, and then on YM, same thing. YM also had 1 hour inversion. Get to it here. Got some overlap. Also had 1 hour inversion here, and we also had we had our fair value gap here on the 1 hour, and we had the inversion here, and then we had price trade into it. Out of all three, YM pretty much did what the expectation was. We pushed up, didn't push as high as I thought it would, but we pushed up into this inverted fair value gap, and then we sold off. And this was the problem though. Um, at the time, we had all three of the different indices doing something different. So here you can see we held underneath, we sold off. And during the 9 to the 8:30 window to 10, we had that pretty much this sell off. And then after that, we kind of just went, held right pretty much inside of a range on YM. And we did the same thing on ES, where we pretty much just held inside of this area. That's pretty much it. But I did attempt to take a setup on the sell side, and I did that because you can see that on our 5 minute chart at that time, we had price pushing up above. this inverted fair value gap, at the same time, we had price rejecting here. So I took the sell from inside of this around 65.03 and I sold it down underneath. And I pretty much just closed out on ES. So I sold from right around the midpoint of this inverted fair value gap and I sold down to this low. I was looking for it to run a little lower. It didn't. And pretty much as soon as I saw it rejecting, I kind of closed that out. On YM, it was at 23.8, 23.838, I think. Nope, 848. So right around here, I took the same approach, took the same, so it was actually 863. So it was right around here, and it lined up with this high at the time. So we had equal high, not equal highs, but we had divergence between both of the pairs. You can see where I'm lining up the crosshair at this high. We also had a little minor high where we were rejecting inside here, and I thought we would go ahead and sell off. But it was kind of like a 50-50 kind of day. And there wasn't really a lot of direction. So once I took this trade, I saw we traded down to this back to the inverted fair value gap. I also saw this as a buying opportunity possibly, and it did buy off of it. But you can see even though it did buy off of it, it pretty much came right back down and even traded through this even lower, and same thing here. We did eventually push down a little bit, traded back up, ran a little higher, and then we pretty much came down and took out the lows that I thought we would somewhat, to take out this low right here on an intermediate term. But even though we did that, we still kind of went right back in the range. So I think a lot of this has to do with CPI coming up. So overall, I didn't really want to play around with holding a lot of the trade. So it was a what were we, 603, 603 to 97, 6 points on ES, and then about 6 points on ES, and roughly around 50 points on 44 points on NQ. So not horrible, not the best, but I was still able to take out a bit of profit today. I traded all of my active accounts except for one in the wealth chart accounts. Out of the 5 accounts that I'm trading right now, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out of the 5 accounts I'm trading right now, um, 4 did a total of $689.65 each. And then one of them, there was $648.05. So each one of those accounts were up in profit, roughly just above $650 in each one of those accounts, almost $690 on those accounts, and each one in the top step accounts. Those accounts managed to do 609.55 in each one of those accounts. So $609.55 in each one of those accounts. So that played out pretty good. And then finally, inside of the 150K account, that account was oh, it's already gone. That account, I did $1,017 in that account. I hate how they get rid of your history here. It sucks. I can see the orders, but I can't see the prices. Trade settings. No, I can't see because it's already reset for the day. But that's no problem. That's what happened. So again, bringing the total up to 4,532 cents. I think this might be account high right now. This is account high. Also, we have account high on two of the 300K accounts. We just reached $5,316.81 on one of my 300K accounts, and then $5,165.57. That's also the high on those two accounts. And the other accounts in my wealth chart 300K accounts, those are sitting around, and let me just pull it up. I hope let's just pull it up. You know what? I'm not even recording. I'm recording, but I'm not sharing my screen. So that sucks. So that sucks. So let's just kind of start over again. And, just let me just show the charts again, since all of that recording is done. Like, I'm not going to record it over. So this range sold off from here. That's where we took the trades from, 6503 area, sold down to around 95 area, and we pushed up and kind of held in this range. We had divergence on in Q and near this high. We sold off, held around this body, pushed up, and then sold off again. And then on YM, this was that same area, same reasonable area right here. And we just sold off immediately. And again, took in about 1,000 on this account. I sold both in Q and YM on this setup. And the one setup that I wish I had taken was gold. I was looking for it to push down to 3591.6. It made the low at 3593.1, or let me just double check. So that's 3592.9, and it never triggered my alert, and it just took off, and it's already closed out and ran most of my target. So honestly, what I would look for, we made a new all-time high. Made a new all-time high. And on this setup, I guess the next leg is to let's just take a look. We took out this high, right? Took out our high, and at this point, you know, dollar should be coming after this low like it did. If it's gonna continue to go lower, you should see this low get taken out, and then we got this daily, this weekly order block that we may be trading into, and this was exactly where I was mentioning on the call. We look inside of this previous day candle and find where is our bearish point of interest. We saw on the 1 hour, we had this 1 hour fair value gap. That's highest probability that we have a reaction from this area. And we traded up into it. You can see it on the 1 hour. We traded up into it. It was after hours, and then we sold off. That gave gold the room to push up. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. So, it's exactly what we wanted to see. And since that is what we wanted to see, we are now just going to wait and see how price sees itself responding. And again, what do we want to do? We want to look inside of what happened on the previous day. So today we had price push down, traded into this fair value gap, and it held. Same thing happened. Price push up, held inside of this fair value gap, and then pushed down. Now we want to find what's inside of today's candle that we could likely see. 4 hour. We have a stack of fair value gaps. We have this one and this one, right? So we could really look at this whole range, but I like this one. Like as if we're gonna come down, maybe we get a low near here, but this whole range is at risk right now, where we could have price respond to this because there's two different fair value gaps. There's one here to here, then one here to here. So since we got this stack, worst case, I want to kind of see us coming down in here. Let's see if we got anything on 1 hour. Yeah, I like us to come down to the midway point. There's where we have an order block right here that has an inversion right here. So I kind of want to see us come down, set our low somewhere near here. But I wouldn't be surprised if we held around the midpoint or not even dove that deep. So that's going to be my next setup on gold. I'm going to look here. So I'm going to go ahead and move this up. And I want this alert to be triggered at the midpoint of these stack fair value apps. And then once we get that, and see how we react to this. Not saying that this is done, but for now, this is kind of over with for now. And then we can move this up to here with our stop loss, below the candle that's making this fair value gap right here. So you can slide it up just a little bit. And now this is what I'm going to be waiting on with the target of the 36.85 area, 75 area, or like, 70 area. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking for. And that will line up with us taking dollar out, taking this low at 97.430, and then go ahead and take out this low at 97.110. Okay. No change on the setups on the indices yet, because we didn't really move today. So still some things left to make a decision. We have done most of this first leg of the move up, the orange move, didn't quite reach it. So that's still got room to go. We have done the majority of the move on in Q. Um, and Q has taken out that first leg. So on Sunday's open, we pushed up and we traded up through the bearish fair value gap. So we had that move to come up, and now we're kind of rejecting. And now do we hold this and trade down lower, or do we use this as now it's inverted? Because it has traded above it, so it does qualify as one that could be inverted. And then on YM, we pretty much held near the low of, I mean, the midpoint of the 1 hour fair value gap. And that's actually what I wanted to see. And in this case, we didn't complete this leg or this leg going to the downside. So we kind of just sat in this range and kind of accumulated price. So it's spooling, which means that we could see a huge reaction at some point. Um, this could see a huge reaction at some point, but if we do, sell off again, this is the area that I like to see a sell off. But because we didn't sell off, it kind of leads me to believe that they don't want this to sell, and we are gonna actually go after this all-time high and set a new high. So I'm just gonna sit on my hands for now. If we do get a good buy signal, I'll look for a fair value gap to the upside and take the trade off of that. So that'll be how I approach that. But other than that, today was good for a Monday. Get in, get out on a Monday. And you know, so overall, I'm at the halfway point of the 100K account. I'm at the quarter point of two of the 300K accounts, and I just brought myself just one trade below. Just brought my trades in my top step account like $400 away from being flat because I'm down on those two accounts. I'm down $450, $453 on each one of my top step accounts. But one trade, I can make that up. No issue. And then once I'm back positive, I'll just go ahead and work on passing those two. There won't be any trades tomorrow because I'll be in the office tomorrow. But tomorrow we do have we don't have any news. We don't have any news tomorrow. We have let's check what earnings we have tomorrow. Nobody crazy, but we do have Oracle. We got GameStop. Nothing that's gonna really, really move the market. Nope. Before or after. So no real big earnings this week. And gold has pretty much already deboed. So, I'll try to take a trade on gold, but it really has done everything it's gonna do. So we'll have to get back and see how we look on tomorrow and Wednesday, and see if we can line something up for a trade on Thursday. All right. Great trading. Good luck. Stay patient. Stay disciplined.